He took 8 blades for an alien child, then woke to find elite warriors at his bed. The air of the battlefield shimmered with heat and plasma discharge. Sergeant Cole Draven could taste the metallic tang of ozone on his tongue as he crouched behind the smoking wreckage of an armored carrier. The sky above the planet Tir-Vaen was the color of blood and ash, split open by streaks of green fire from alien artillery. His squad was gone. The comms were dead. Only the steady thump of his heart and the faint sound of crying carried through the carnage. "Help!" The voice was small, childlike. Cole's head snapped toward the sound. Beyond a mound of shattered crystal, the strange native formations of Tir-Vaen, he saw movement. A small figure, trembling, covered in dust and blood. He moved before he could think. Training said to stay low, wait for extraction. But instinct, or maybe something deeper, told him to move. He scrambled across the burning field, boots sinking into alien mud, plasma bolts sizzling past. The figure wasn't human. She was small, maybe 8 or 9 by human measure, with translucent skin that shimmered faintly under the light. Her eyes were vast pools of silver, glimmering with tears. A child of the Vaenari, the species humanity had been fighting for nearly a decade. "Easy. I'm not going to hurt you," Cole said softly, kneeling beside her. She flinched, curling her long fingers around her abdomen. A thin blade of alien origin was buried there. She was bleeding a luminescent blue. "Please," she whispered in broken galactic common. They will come back." Cole scanned the perimeter, and then he saw them. 8 tall figures moving through the smoke, their armor segmented like beetle shells, their weapons gleaming with plasma edges. A Vaenari hunting squad. The child wasn't one of them. She was different, unarmed, unarmored. A civilian, perhaps a genetic variant. And they were coming to finish her. He could run. He could hide. But something inside him hardened. Cole Draven was a soldier, but more than that, he was a man who still remembered what it meant to be human. He stood, body screaming, rifle in hand. "Over my dead body." The Vaenari warriors saw him, their eyes glowing faintly as they raised their curved plasma blades. The fight was brutal and fast. Cole didn't remember every strike, only flashes of motion, pain, and fury. His armor melted under plasma heat. His rifle cracked, overheated. He drew his combat knife, parried, slashed, kicked. One blade pierced his shoulder. Another slashed his side. A third buried itself near his ribs. He kept going. He took 8 blades before the last warrior fell, impaled on his broken knife. When it was over, Cole collapsed beside the child, vision swimming. "Don't be afraid," he murmured. "You're safe now." The last thing he saw before darkness took him was her face, eyes glowing like a moon, and tears that sparkled as they fell onto his blood-stained armor. Part 2: The Awakening. Cole awoke to silence. Not the silence of death, but of containment. Clean, sterile air. The soft hum of machines. He tried to move, but pain lanced through his body. His chest was bandaged, his limbs restrained lightly by medical field ties. A voice spoke from somewhere near his bed. "He wakes," it said, melodic, strange, and layered with multiple tones. Cole blinked. Standing around his bed were 6 Vaenari, but these were not the same warriors he had fought. Their armor was ceremonial, lined with living lights that pulsed softly. Their faces were serene but stern. Elite soldiers, maybe royal guards. He tried to reach for a weapon that wasn't there. "Relax, human," one of them said. "You are not our prisoner. You are under protection." "Protection?" Cole rasped, throat raw. "You mean after you stabbed me 8 times?" The tallest warrior stepped forward, lowering their head in something like respect. You took those blades to shield our heir. Cole frowned. You're what? From behind the group stepped the same little alien child. She was clean now, dressed in white robes that shimmered like liquid glass. She smiled timidly. You saved me. Cole stared. You were the heir? She nodded. To the Vaenari ascendant. My mother was queen. Those who hunted me were traitors. The pieces clicked slowly into place. Cole had unknowingly saved the child of a royal bloodline. The enemies he'd fought weren't random soldiers. They were assassins from a rebel faction. You risked your life for one of us, said the tall warrior. No human has ever done such a thing. For this, the Vaenari owe you a life debt. Cole coughed weakly. I didn't do it for politics. I did it because she was just a kid. The warriors exchanged glances, their glowing eyes flickering in shades of violet. The leader inclined his head. That is what makes it sacred. Part 3. Between Two Worlds. Over the next few days, Cole learned more than he could have imagined. The Vaenari weren't monsters. They were proud, old, and deeply bonded to the idea of balance, life, light, and legacy. Their war with humanity had begun over a misunderstanding, a collision of colonization and pride. Cole had expected torture or interrogation, but instead he was treated like a guest. He was healed using alien nanobiotics, shimmering motes that stitched muscle and bone. The process left faint blue lines across his scars, a strange gift that never faded. He saw the child often. Her name was Tir-Vaen, which roughly translated to Starborn Echo. She was curious about everything, especially Earth. She asked endless questions about oceans, laughter, rain. Cole found himself telling stories of home, of a blue planet that still held beauty despite its wars. One night, as the alien stars burned outside his window, Tir-Vaen sat by his bedside. My mother would have thanked you herself, she said softly, but she was killed in the first rebellion. I am all that remains of her line. Cole said nothing. The girl had lost more than he ever had. I'm sorry, he whispered. She smiled faintly. You gave me something to believe in again. That not all humans hate us. The next day, the leader, Commander Kaldar, entered with news. The human command has agreed to a ceasefire, he said. You have become the bridge, Cole Draven. The act of one soldier has done what decades of diplomacy could not. Cole blinked, struggling to process it. You're saying the war might end? Because of me. Because of what you did, Kaldar corrected. Not for victory, but for compassion. For a long moment, Cole was silent. Then he laughed softly. Guess my mom was right. Doing the right thing sometimes hurts like hell. Part 4. The Oath of Blades. Weeks passed, and the alliance began to form. Fragile but real. Cole was allowed to walk the crystalline cities of the Vaenari world, escorted by the elite warriors who once would have killed him on sight. Everywhere he went, people whispered, the human who took 8 blades. The soldier who shielded the starborn heir. He became a symbol, though he never asked to be one. On the day of his departure back to the human fleet, a ceremony was held in the Hall of Light, the Vaenari's sacred citadel.